Here we go again. Welcome back to another episode of Road to Grandmaster. We're playing white against a 24-17 rated opponent, Shadow Chess. Let's see what Shadow Chess is gonna offer us. So far it looks like the Indian game. He can go for Grunwald, Queen's Gambit declined. And he does go Queen's Gambit declined. Let's play Knight f3. The anti-Nimzo Indian variation. We have a normal version of the Queen's Gambit declined. I'm trying to switch up my openings. Like normally I would 100% go for the Catalan here. But I've decided to also include this variation in my preparation. This variation I have seen in a game between Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov from the 1984 World Championship. That's the game I analyzed previously on my channels. In that game, Garry Kasparov had chosen c5. There was takes, queen a5, castle, bishop c6, queen c6, pawn c6, knight d7. And Karpov played very, very well, completely outplayed Kasparov. And I made a video about that game. And my opponent has instead gone for c6, a lot more of a passive approach. And I think I just play my bishop out to where I can play d3 or e2. Not sure quite what it's doing on d3, to be honest. Let's play bishop e2. I think it's more logical for the bishop to be on this square. One day later it can go here. Also, it's supporting the knight right now. His idea might be to take, and he's made me waste the tempo, but I'm not too worried about that because I can castle. I have given my opponent the bishop pair, right? You can see he's got the two bishops, but he's gonna have some trouble to develop, whereas I've developed all my pieces nicely already. And maybe a move for me might be pawn to b4 and pawn to b5. Like, let me start an attack here on the queen side. Whereas he's got some trouble to develop this light squared bishop. I'm not sure where it wants to go. Maybe he can play b6. Okay, he takes. Obviously, I'm gonna just take this back with my bishop. e5. Okay, that is an interesting move. What's his idea? If I take, he wants to play knight takes. Take, bishop takes, rook d1. Like, this doesn't look too bad for me. I can also play like knight e4, rook d1 straight away, or knight e4 looks like a very tempting option right now as well. Let's go knight to e4. Can play rook d1 as well. You know, let's just keep the pace up. I'm trying to play fast. Although this is a 10-minute game, I feel like 10 minutes is not actually that long. Like, you don't get that much time to think about your moves. So in a classical game, I would have considered this. I would have considered this. I would have considered pushing. But in a rapid game, I see a good move. I play a good move. It really is that simple. This move seems very dodgy. I can play knight b5 and takes bishop takes f7. I can do that, but is there any point to me doing that? Can also play knight to f5. That makes my current threat a lot more venomous, but then, yeah, let's play knight f5. If here, I'm just gonna go bishop back to e2. My knight is defended by the queen, and now this threat is a lot more venomous with the knight jumping. So the point is he can't take because bishop takes f7. His queen would be hanging. I cannot do it this way because then I would not have a check. So can I do this now? Not really, because his queen would be defended. So let's just drop the bishop back. I am threatening to jump in still. The queen is pinned, or rather the pawn is pinned to the queen. If he takes, you know, I'm very happy to have got the bishop pair. So this is a big threat right now. What else? I can also just jump in straight away. Then jump this knight here. I can even jump this knight here first. And if he takes, I can take the bishop. So which way do I want to do this? Knight b5, he moves. Go knight here. I mean, that can definitely not be a bad move. So, oh, I just realized he can just take here. Right, so it takes, I take his queen here. Rook, oh, thank goodness he did not see that. That was a pretty simple move, to be honest. Luckily, he did not see it. He could have just taken my knight, and then if I take back, the point is I'm no longer pinning his queen, so my knight would have been hanging. Very surprising that my opponent missed that move. So let's jump in with the knight. These two knights protecting each other is very nice. So my rook is protecting and my queen just for some backup defense. I mean, can I play f4? Not right now, although this pawn is defended, so f4 could be an idea. f4 takes. He has to go back. I think it's just a little bit too unnecessary right now. Can play a4. a4, he just plays a5. Let's do the unnecessary move. Sometimes it's fun to play chess like this. If here, I was thinking I could play potential bishop c4, but there's knight f4 stuff, so this was actually a very, very bad move if I'm being honest, because it didn't really achieve anything. Like, knight goes back. Though maybe I have some, like, move the knight and then play f5, but that never works because of this check. So, okay, let's just drop the king out the way. My opponent was threatening to take this pawn with the pin. That's the reason I moved my king. Okay, he goes here, but I definitely do not rate that move at all. Why would he want to do that? Maybe play e4. My idea was if takes, I would have to move this knight. He could take. My pawn on e3 was hanging. So let me just play e4. The pawn is no longer hanging. If I can get e5, that would be a dream. But there's zero chance my opponent allows me to do that. He's gonna take. I have to take with the knight, because pawn takes bishop d4 is just like, why would I ever allow that? I have to take with the knights. Low-key, I'm threatening e5. Am I? Kind of. Oh, he can take this pawn. But takes, rook b1, I get the b7 pawn, at least. At least I get that pawn. I can put my bishop to c4 now. I feel like this diagonal is gonna have some pressure. What else can I do? Well, take. I think he can definitely get away with this. Or can he? Not really. Okay, but my opponent, he spent a lot of time. You can see I have a 2-minute time advantage right now, so... He does go for takes. I did calculate this. Take rook b1. If he takes, I take back with the bishop. And rook d8, I'm planning to just play bishop f3. He has to move his bishop. Then I can take. There's no checkmate because my bishop covers the square. Next move, I can play g3, giving my king an escape square, securing the f4 pawn. You know, chess is just very, very simple. So I'm putting some pressure here. Oh, wow. He can just do this, which I completely forgot about. Can try bring my king. That doesn't really achieve anything though. Okay. Let's exchange off his very active rook for my passive rook. That can never be a bad thing. Probably I have to bring my king towards the center, right? If he goes here, I can play bishop b3. He can never take the pawn without hanging his pawn. He has offered me a draw. Should we take his draw? Okay, fine. We'll take the draw. Okay, let's go for another game.
1 hour later. A few moments later.
I gave my opponent 37 free seconds, and he chose to play the Alapin Sicilian. I believe this is the main line, which is not very smart for me to go into the main line when I have no idea what I'm doing. Who plays the Alapin, really? Like, this is such an annoying opening to face. Like, if you guys are scared of the Sicilian, play this opening, because as a lifetime Sicilian player, I really find this opening very annoying to deal with. Let's play g6. My idea is if he takes, I'm okay with playing e6, or even I can move my knight f6. I go here. I can play e6, but e6 is just not the kind of move you want to be playing. I can move my knights, and then if e6 I can play f6. But is that the kind of move I want to be playing? I mean, knight c7 is also an option. Which one makes more sense? Probably knight c7. If here, I'm gonna play f6. If here, can I play knight c6? What's his plan? He wants to... Wait, if I go here, can he sack and play queen? And then play knight? I don't believe in it. So let's do this. Imagine I just get cooked here. That would be low-key funny, but luckily it has not happened. Now my idea is I can plant my knight here and I can can take back this direction. Oh wait, that's not a check because of the pawn. I actually completely missed this move. So I have no way to defend that pawn. I'm gonna have to play f6, which is just not the move you want to be playing, right? He goes back. Bishop g7. Do I want to castle kingside? I never see a world where I'm castling queenside, so for me I feel like it has to be kingside castling. And here I should play e5 to get my light squared bishop into the game. Although this kind of does block my dark squared bishop, I thought my dark squared bishop was pretty blocked anyway, so I feel like my position is actually better right now, because these bishops look quite powerful. Can reroute the knight. Let's try that. I can play bishop e6. Probably I should have done that first, because I'm giving him a check unnecessarily. If check, I guess I go queen d5. And, this trade I'm not too worried about. But I do think somehow after all that attack, my position looks slightly better. I don't know how that has occurred, but it has. Like these two bishops, my king is quite safe. If I can get like these moves without allowing some nonsense to happen, then I'm gonna be perfectly fine. What else? I can reroute my knight to either one of these squares. Probably I could get my rook to the d file. I'm considering rook c file, but that leaves my pawn hanging. So okay, here he wants to... I don't know the point of that move, my friend. Like, I will happily take the bishop pair, but also I can just play knight f5. When his queen moves, I can play rook f7 or something. Let's do this. Attack his queen. I could have also played like queen c7 or rook e8 or rook f7. All of these moves were options, but let me just attack his queen. I see a free tempo, I take a free tempo. Life's just that simple, is it not? Okay, this move doesn't make much sense. Like, he's actively allowing me to play here with the gain of a tempo. And I'm protecting my pawn now, but I think rook f7 is what I'm gonna do anyway, because the rook on e8 isn't really doing anything, is it? But yeah, it can reroute to d7, potential possibilities on the open d file. So yeah, rook f7 has to be the move. Rook d7 next. And now, you know, I can try get my rook into the game. Like rook c8. If he takes this pawn, I trap his bishop. Okay, he does this. Have a few options here. I could take and take, or like, what's wrong with just b6? B6 looks pretty good as well. And I'm expecting like bishop a3. Could play a5 then. Okay, bishop there. I can happily scoop up that bishop. Do I want to do that? I mean, where's the bishop going realistically? Let's start with pawn to a5. Threatening pawn to a4 and then pawn to a3. Messing up my opponent's pawn structure. And guys, I just want to say shout out to the support, you know. I read all the comments on these videos, and you know, I've been feeling the love lately. I've been feeling the love. There's a lot of positive comments, even though my videos get like, let's say 400 views. I've been feeling like you guys are enjoying this series where I just play and explain my moves. So the reason I'm going here is just simply to pin his knight. No other reason. If I could get like this other rook to d6, that would be the crazy. This is what I am Carsten did against me. Like, okay, what is this guy doing? He just blundered the whole game away.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, we have a German, Kai Havertz and that. I decided I'm going to start naming one football player from every country that I play against, so you guys can see the tremendous amount of ball knowledge that I have. And okay, Sicilian Najdorf. Najdorf is from Argentina. Alexis McAllister. I bet you guys thought I was gonna say Messi, eh? What? Yo, I wasn't thinking. The move is h5 here. A moment, a temporary lapse of concentration, and suddenly my position is just a lot worse. I've allowed him to get the perfect Adams attack. Okay. I should stop speaking about football and start concentrating on chess, it seems. Can I play like knight g5? Not really, hey. Wow, this is a very, very annoying position that I'm dealing with right now. If I do this, bishop c4, castle. Can I try this? I'm gonna try it. Let's try it. I also have like d5 and takes. I'm attacking his knights, but let's just castle. Keep it simple. Okay, do I not have like... There's got to be some tactics, but they're not really working. Let me try to jump my knight to d4, why not? Like d4 just looks like a mouth-watering square to put a knight on. Rook c8. And I'm really enjoying recording this series. Like, it's super simple for me. I was gonna play some rapid training games anyway, so might as well share my thoughts and have a little YouTube audience watching, as well as maybe I can go back. One thing, whoa, I nearly pre-moved this. One thing I noticed is when I'm like looking back at my old videos, I see moves that I didn't even consider in the game. And you know when you're watching a streamer who's like 2400 and you're thinking, how the heck is this guy 2400? He makes such stupid moves. And then you end up watching yourself and you start thinking the same thing about yourself. I found that like very funny because sometimes I just see on like I'm scrolling on YouTube Shorts, I see a guy who's like 2700 and I'm thinking, how the heck is this guy missing such simple tactics? But then when I go back and watch my own videos, I'm like, damn, how did I miss such an easy tactic? So what I'm trying to say is it's much easier to play when the pressure is off. I try to mentally keep the pressure off. But okay, that was a little rant. I don't know what the heck my opponent has spent 2 minutes on this last move for. Like, I think bishop e3 makes sense, although there are some very, very eager awaiting possibilities that I have. But these never work because you can counter sacrifice on f7 in every variation, and it would not be very clever for me to even like open up this rook h file. I'm not sure what he is considering, to be honest. Oh wow, this. Okay. There is no way that is a good move. I refuse to believe. The best way to refute a sacrifice is to accept it, so that's exactly what I've done. Let me just move my knights out of the way over the attack. Check, I'm not worried, I just go back. This check doesn't make sense at all, because I just go here with my bishop. Check, pawn takes. I mean, this guy spends half his time to make the worst move in the position. Is absolutely crazy. I can even take here. Can I? There's this check, which is kind of... Let's just move my king back. This cannot be a bad move. Obviously, there's other considerations like this or something. He sent me a chat message. You guys don't have access to the chat, but he said, I am hallucinating, lol. He must have thought he had some tactic, but unfortunately not, my friend. So now what do? I can play a simple move like knight c7. I want to play knight d4, but I thought after bishop e3, I'm just gonna be forced to move my knights anyway, so this is pretty pointless. What I want to try do is maybe double up on the f-file. Definitely this rook needs to get to f8, so one of the ways I can do that is like this, or another way is like this. d5 is always a good move. He said somehow I thought I would castle with check after bishop e6. That makes sense actually, so it happens to the best of us. D5 is always like, if you guys play the Najdorf, D5 is the move that you aim for in every single position. So here, do I exchange the queens or do I leave the queens on? Okay, let's exchange the queens. I mean, okay, he's kind of forced to exchange the queens. He could play something else, but I think that would not have been good for his position. Okay, yeah, I want to play bishop f3. Look at this nice move. Like, this bishop is just cemented into this beautiful square where it's controlling d1, which is like the only open file on the board. So I'm free to put my rook here. I can play e4 to absolutely solidify my bishop in this position. Then my knight can jump. I'm actually seeing a checkmate. I'm seeing a checkmate. I can go knight here, bishop here, bishop h2 is checkmate. Like, look at this bishop. This bishop is the star. My opponent is busy chatting to me, by the way. I sent him a link to my YouTube channel. But look at this nice idea that I've come up with. Imagine that checkmate happens. Give me 4 free moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this bishop is worth like literally at least 5 points of material. My opponent would beg to swap off this rook for this bishop. But it looks like we are going to get to 2600. This is gonna be a crazy... And the funny thing is, he has to play like bishop f4 right now. He has to play bishop f4. He didn't see that, but he can move his rook, which really spoils my party. Why did he have to do that? Now my nice checkmate that I set up didn't even happen. But okay, I think a logical move is definitely this now. Okay, wait. Take, he can take here. I mean, okay, check here. Definitely we play check, right? That has to be correct. It takes. He just takes back. That doesn't make much sense, does it? What else to do? I mean, okay, take here, and then I can go bishop. Bishop e5. Put pressure on this guy. I mean, with these two bishops and the opponent's king position, it's impossible to lose here. Rook c1. I could play a5. Okay, rook there. Actually, I'm starting to see a way that I can lose. I'm starting to see a way that it can happen. Let's just go back here. I mean, okay, his best chance is to push this pawn. I'm planning to take... Okay, he wants to exchange rooks. Makes a lot of sense. Take, check, check. I'm starting to see a way that I can fumble this position. Okay, let's reroute my bishop to d3. It has to be the way. d3, it would be protecting my pawn. So I think I've found the way to somehow neutralize my opponent's... Like, my bishop looked nice on f3, but realistically it's not really doing anything there. Whereas over here it's doing the job. He's doing the job of 7 different people. Okay, he wants to push his pawn. Makes sense. Let's just start pushing my pawn. I mean, maybe I allowed this, but I am not too phased. h3 here, check. Am I getting into some trouble? Potentially. Real potential for me getting into some trouble here. Wow, I definitely think I've somehow messed this up. You play bishop here. Well, I have to take. It's crazy. I think I'm somehow I'm still winning because I'm up some pawns, but I mean, this was completely unnecessary, right? He definitely has a very intelligent move right now. Like, I can never put my bishop here because I need to be protecting this pawn. Oh wow, he found it. Wait, here, check. King here takes. King here, that can just never be good. I have to give up this guy. Let's start running my king. Definitely unfortunate game, this one. I push, check, yeah. I mean, okay, you just took. So somehow I've drawn this game, which is absolutely crazy.